Sunday, July 20th, 2025, not 28th, 20th. I'm in Toronto Panham Sports Center. I think you can see it on that over there. But I'll show you a little bit closer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. So, my knee, there's a sharp pain in it. My right knee, but also my left knee start hurting too. I'm sitting a lot, and it's not good that I'm not lying straight anymore. My instep is pulled. Now I'm trying to use my left leg. That's on my right. My knee is in my right, and also my instep is pulled. So it's really hard to walk up my right. So my calf on my left is acting up, but the knee's acting up too. And now because I'm compensating a lot of my weight, because I carry a lot of stuff, I'm carrying that bad boy over there and this bad boy over here. And because I'm doing that, it is just so awful. So, and in Scarborough, like Military Trail and Morningside and Ellesmere, it's like hills. It's not like Florida, Delray Beach, Florida, where it's just flat. It's just hills. So I'm in a lot of pain. So I went to Morning Star, I believe. Let me make sure I said the right thing. You know what? It's fine. Morning Star Christian Fellowship, and I'm there networking. This is my second Sunday there. And my twin brother is missing in Jamaica. I'm not in Florida because DCFS came into my house after I was Baker acted, because I called the police on my parents, and I got Baker acted, and I called DCF on them again. DCF says you can't come back home. So I can't go to my parents because they're going to make me sick. If you look at my face, my vitiligo's exploded on my face and it gotten worse. So I respect DCF saying it. But now I am homeless because my sister's children hates me. She has 8 of them, and 5 of them is in her care, and they all hate me. And my sister, we don't have a relationship. She's from the same mother, same father, but I look more like my father with the Indian hair, and she looks more like my mother with the look like a black person. We're Jamaican. All of us are born in Jamaica. And yeah. After there was a person named Andre Sutton, and he's a lawyer in Canada, and he's with the Christian Legal Fellowship, and he's talking about lawyers in Canada. And I was listening to the message, and I was saying to myself, I want to go speak to him, and I want to say to him, I want to make more eyeballs on my brother's missing, but also try to figure out some of my stuff that I need too. I'm 37. I'm unwed. I have no children. I desire to marry. Not to anybody, because eventually my parents are going to give me their church, which I got kicked out of. My mother says, you're going to get the church. So Holy Mountain Nation Church of God eventually is going to come to me. So I need to marry someone that's going to become a pastor of a church in the future, because they're going to be, this October she's going to be 70. My father in September is going to be 72. But I got kicked out of their church. So I want to read this to you. Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I think I need to learn how to have patience and take baby steps with people, because God took baby steps with me. My education comes off as a threat to people, and my looks comes off as a negative to people. The Jamaican song, I know thief saw me thief met and kill him. I know thief saw me thief met and kill him. But a grudge nigga grudge let and kill him. Grudge. It says Sam saw me plant piece of corn down a gully, and it bear till it kill poor Sammy. Sammy dead, Sammy dead, Sammy dead. Oi. Okay. If you don't understand Patwa, it's Sam plants corn in a gully, and it growed, but grudgeful Negro killed him for what he growed and sowed. I am not fully Indian. I am also not fully black. My mother tells me her grandmother, which is my great-grandmother, Emma Melbourne, I believe, was gray eyes and straight hair and white. I never met her, but I have met my grandmother, Lita Melbourne Marriott, and she has been a good grandmother to me. There are some growing pains there and everything like that, and I have met Doris Mirage, my father's mother. She's a pill, and we didn't get along. Saying that to say this, I don't like people say, let me pray for you about my brother's missing. It's a missing person. If you have a missing person, the police posts it. The police sends out, in America, not Canada, in America, I don't know anything about Canada. I absolutely am literally at zero. Because I came here when I was 15, then I came here when I was 20 in 2016. I graduated for my last bachelor's, and now I'm 37, so this is 2025. I still don't know Canada. I am new to Canada's laws. But I think what I was saying is this. We can be a prayer to someone. It's a missing person. It's a campaign to find him. Praying for me is really lovely. Thank you so very much. I absolutely appreciate you going to God's ears and praying to God. I do not regret it. I do not think it's a waste of your time, because the time it's taken just to say it, it sounds really awesome. It sounds really great, but I want prayer in action. We can be the answer to someone's prayer. And literally, this place, Morning Star Fellowship Church Christian Fellowship, I think is massive, and it's multicultural, but it's very cliquey. I'm noticing that there's a little cliques and there's subsections and subgroups and stuff like that, and niches, and they're like that. And you say something that is very traumatic, and they're like nothing. The heart is not, there's no empathy, there's no compassion, there's no action at all. And I'm not saying only about Morning Star Christian Fellowship. I'm talking about also United Overcomer Church of God. They did it one time, and that's pretty much it. I'm not only talking about that. I'm talking about Pastor Wisdom's church, which is also one of the biggest Jamaican church in Riviera Beach. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. I guess I can't remember the name. But then I'm also talking about Pastor Oswald Chambers Church, which is now run by Pastor White, who have no spiritual, he has no spiritual, nothing. He has no spirit. He's just faking it. But also, Pastor Alex Sanderson is now in the ministry of the founder, Oswald Chambers Church. And they are located on Military Trail a little bit up there in the West Palm Beach area. Now they're in a little alcove. I was there. I was actually went to I actually was sitting out waiting for the church to start, and I went into a couple of the facilities there, and I remember walking into the gambling hall. It was like a gambling place. I said, "Can I use the bathroom?" She looked at me. I was dressed for church. She's like, "Come in," and I went to use the bathroom. She said, "Be careful." I said, "Okay," and the next time I went there again, because I was literally trying to tell him, this was like 2024. "I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, Alex Sanderson. I'm sorry I said ignore in my mind and you heard me, perceived that you discerned it. I'm sorry." I didn't want to hear it. He was smiling and saying, "Pastor Clark something." And I was sitting outside and there was another church, it's a Black American church. They're like, "Come in and just sit and wait," and everything like that. And I used the restroom and they were talking about very courageous speech. They were talking about the Bible and the conduct of the church. And I said to them, "I really don't have a church." Remember, my parents kicked me out of church. And I started my nonprofit, Empowering Accountability Foundation Corp. Now, I'm gonna try to end this soon because I'm long-winded. I am Jamaican. I do love to talk. But also, I was a teacher, so to teach, you have to know how to talk. But also, you do have to know how to listen. So they did say today in the message, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. I remember when I was at FAU and I was close to the water fountain right next to the arts building, right across the street from the visual arts building. It is like right next to the spaceship building, like almost to that nursing building that they have like a lot of like lectures. And I was sitting at a picnic table there while I was in college, because it was like from 2006 to 2016 I was at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida. I didn't only go to that one alone. I had to go to Davie as well to finish my degrees. If I stayed in Boca, I would never have graduated. I remember calling my grandmother and said to her, "I want to belong. I want to belong." Because my mother and my father had each other and they're gonna pass, and I do not have anyone to belong to. And my grandmother was old and she married to Vincent Marriott, and I don't believe my grandfather passed then, but she also belonged to him and he belongs to her. And I have a very tumultuous, sorry, my pronunciation is not that great. I haven't really been sleeping that well, and I've been crying, not drinking, and I've just been trying to get some stuff ready. I'm in a crisis situation. But my relationship with my brothers and my sister is very complicated. My older sister was born in 1974 in the island of Jamaica to my young immature parents, Rudolph Mirage and Marlene Mirage. And my father, she told me, said that he said to her, "Go get a man." And my mother said to me that she was in charge of Janice and Bruce, which is also Rudolph, and she was the one that took care of them. Then when us as twins that came in 1987, my father took care of us. In 1974, though, my father was not a stable environment. It wasn't a safe place for my mother. And she wasn't planned either. Lita Melbourne Marriott went with Vincent Fisher, and there was there was rape. I would say there was rape, or there was a little bit of seduction that she didn't understand as a young woman, because she was in her teens as well. Late to Mel were married. So she had my mother, and my mother had to go to my great-grandmother Emma to stay with, because my grandmother told me. I asked her, why weren't you there? My mother wanted you. She still was crying for her at over 60 years old. And I said, why weren't you there? She said, my mother took her. I was in the city. My mother came to see me, and she took Marlene. So my mother had her grandmother, and she called her grandmother Mama. My sisters told me that my father, Rudolph Mirage, told her to go find a man. And I believe her, because he was a sinner, he was a gambler, he was a liar, whoremonger, and to this day, he still gambles, he still lies, he's still very abusive. He might not enter a woman with intercourse, but he does sexually speak to women. So he has an emotional relationship with women. My sister listened to my father and picked up a young man, and she got pregnant. My mother, who was in Pastor Bishop Thompson's church, this is Calvary Evangelistic Church of God, close to Swallow Road, right across from James Mirage and Doris Mirage home. My mother was an evangelist there. My mother ran into the church because my father was not a stable environment for her. He was cheating on her a lot. So my mother got upset and said, I'm an evangelist, it's an embarrassment. And my father and my mother decided to send her to Canada while she was pregnant with Shoshana. So they sent her to Canada to my Uncle Frank Mirage first daughter. And it wasn't a good environment. She was kicked out of the house. And while she was walking on the road, a Jamaican man named Paso, I don't know his full name, but the last name is Pottinger, took her in. Then she had eventually 7 children after that. But she said she lost 2. I'm a Christian. I became a Christian when I was 11 years old. I'm unwed. It's not because I didn't want to get married. It's because I wasn't prepared emotionally for it. Because while my sister in 1974 was born and my brother in 1977 was born and us at 1987 was born, we still wasn't in a good environment when it comes to my father and my mother. And to this day, in 2025, they still are not a safe place to be. Mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, in any way, in any form. That's why I'm in this predicament. This morning's message was about hate speech and when to speak and everything like that. And the pastor of Morning Star Christian Fellowship was talking about ESPN, how he was watching a podcast about some of the commentators, women, talking about some stuff, and they got fired for it. And they're like, how is it out there? They're like, the money stopped, everything stops. And I've been working at my home in Florida, Deer Beach, Florida, from 2020. Remotely. On my computer. And from 2014 to 2020, I've been a substitute teacher for the Palm Beach County School District temporarily. And I was in a low moment. I remembered that the Spirit of God told me that I was going to go back to Live Oaks Pavilion in Delray Beach, Florida Hospital. Because the Spirit of God warned me. A spiritual man came into my room and said, "You're going to go back." I got up and I told my mother that a man came into her room and said, "I'm going to go back to Live Oaks Pavilion." She said, "Pray to God." And that wasn't helpful at all. Mental health and suicidal thoughts, but also tendencies, and also but also a missing person, and also sexual violence, and also inequality and unfairness. Well, we're just talking about the premise of the Bible, right? But let's look at it in a global sense. We have the North Pole, the South Pole, we have the East, we have the West, and we're all on this planet together, right? And then sometimes we have astronauts that go to Mars, or they're in the space station up there. So we're all in this together, correct? Man gave man and woman knowledge to be able to understand how to go into a spaceship and survive in a place where there's no oxygen, and literally you probably will die if you take off the astronaut vest that you have on. You can't survive out there in outer space. But also we have the bottom of the ocean, the Mariana Trench and the Pacific and the Atlantic, where the pressure is so bad that the immersibles that they have can literally implode, like be crushed from all the pressure. But then we have elephants, and this is from Dr. Maria Fadiman, Florida Atlantic University, awesome geoscience professor, that talks about elephants that communicate with vibration on their feet, or what do they call them? Yeah, I guess their feet. Vibration. Well, we also come to the church, where there is a Holy Spirit, where there's a network of spiritual people that speak. And I do remember reading it somewhere where they're called the Marines, like the ones that go into deep prayer and seek the face of God for people that are suffering, and they're fighting spiritually in the spiritual realm, because to gain what you need, you have to go in the spiritual realm for it first, because the spiritual realm is where the fight is, because Satan comes against us daily, minutely, hourly, every nanosecond. Luke? I'm hearing the word say Luke. I want to go to Genesis, but Luke is coming up. LPX Rose Gavin, the psychiatrist at Live Oaks Pavilion, Delray Beach Hospital, is a complete jackass. And he abused my mind the whole effing time. I kept telling them I do not trust my father. I will take my mother. But do I trust her? I do not. God just came off the phone and said, I do not want a boyfriend. I want a husband. I am a Christian. We believe in courtship. I don't believe in me getting a boyfriend. I already got asked yesterday, do you want a boyfriend? I'm like, no, I do not. I do not want a boyfriend. I want a husband. So, abuse of the mind. When it comes to liars, David said, and I'm not a fan of King David, said, I don't want to lie in my court. I'm among liars. My sister's children love to lie. They tell half-truths. And her baby father for her children say he's going to throw me off the balcony. Because I say, when your child is misbehaving, do you want me to give you a call? It's like, don't effing talk to them. And I scold because you have to understand, when it comes to not all, but I'm painting a very broad picture, people let their TV raise their children. And when it comes to the Jamaican culture, because I am very much Americanized, I do not accept some of the stuff Jamaicans do. Children should be seen but not heard. Wrong. Cold water. Should it be mild? Should it be mild? Stop crying to the little boy. Wrong. Little girls supposed to be home, know how to cook and clean. No. Boys also need to know how to use a vacuum and the washing machine and the iron and know how to clean the fridge and also know what the stove does and the oven does and also know how to use it, but also know how to use the sink, and also, where else do I need to say? The whole darn house. And I'm sorry, not every day I'm going to be cooking for my husband, my future husband. It's called a microwave. But not only that, it's called a picnic. It's called salami, lettuce, tomato, and these things called Wonder Bread or something. You know, fascinating thing that they say Americans are really great at. They put anything between the two slices of bread. Yes, true. I do believe that. Americans are very like that. And I'm very Americanized. I do believe in sandwiches for dinner and lunch and breakfast. Not all the time I'll be in a stove because I'm an artist. I'll be having my art studio in my home and I'll be drawing my art. And when I'm in my little zone, there is no way I'm going to come out to make him a 3-serving meal. He's not going to get that all the time, so he better know how to cook too. That's just me. I was in college and we had a women's studies group, and one of the young women said to me, you know, my husband, because they're Caribbean too, is Caribbean women's study. He was so upset with me when I was cleaning the house. She's like, I don't know how to please you because I can't clean it how you're cleaning it. And he was so culturally oriented where a woman has to clean the house. She's like, why don't you do it? And he started being happy. He's like, I'm cleaning the house, I'm doing everything. And she's like, you see, he got happy with it because now he knows how to clean, because she couldn't do a standard. And a lot of people can't live up to some people's standard. And I remember in Lakewood High School, Miss Steinbacher, who passed away, said, I taught all my sons how to cook and clean, so they didn't marry a servant, they married for love. She's like, all the women that they married are lazy. And I remember her saying that, and I smiled. You know, God is so good that I saw her obituary in the newspaper, so I know she passed away. And when it comes to three of us, I'm going to say 3 of them. I'm crossing my leg, which I shouldn't. I'm going to take my leg apart because my knee's killing me, really hurting me. My instep is still pulled, and my calf hurts, and my left ankle is killing me because I'm overcompensating and putting a lot of weight on it. So I cannot walk, like, up hills. And I remember one guy walked backwards, which helped save his knees, which is a really great idea. So I've been trying to do that. I'm going to start with me first. I'm 37. I'm the daughter of Rudolph Mirage, Marlene Mirage, and their church is Holy Mountain Nation Church of God. It was located in Delray Beach, Florida. It was founded in Delray Beach, Florida. It is registered to their home, but they have moved it because the congregation forced them to Lakeworth Road, up in that region of Lakeworth Road and Jog Road, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It's a guess. Then we have Pastor Wisdom Clayton Wisdom, who have a daughter that's also unmarried. She's 40 years old, and I heard that she has her own place, and she has all her baby things for her children, and she wants to get married, but she's not married yet. Then we have recently passed, actually not that recent, but really fresh in our mind, 2018, but it's still really a shock. Pastor Stephen Edward Morrison, from the founder of United Overcomer Church of God, whose daughter
That's why you want to?
is unmarried. That's close to my age group. But I just saw that her mother remarried on Facebook. I'm going to say this point, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more. I loved my father. I still love him, but he's an abuser. He's a liar and he's a gambler, but he is an abuser. I'm going to quote David again. I don't want to lie in my court. My mind is a sanctuary. My mind should be a safe place. Don't attack my mind. Don't mess with my emotions. And I'm a very particular person. If you lie to me, I don't trust you. But I always forgive him. I always forgiven him, and he always tried to stab me in the back. Literally, I think he probably take a knife and stab me in the back. He's that dangerous. But figuratively, he did that to my twin brother Shankar more than once. And I regret it. I regret giving him back to daddy. Because we call them daddy and mommy. You know, when I was at the church today, I was there last Sunday and I talked to Pastor Johnson. And I sent him Wednesday, I think it was, the message on his phone and the email, and no response. And I also reached out to another person that was there, and I got his contact. I sent it to them. And I got another contact, but the woman said my perspective and her perspective, that's it. So I really didn't want to talk to her. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So she pretty much didn't want to hear that I have the cure for cancer. And I do have the cure for cancer. I believe it 100%. You could debunk me because the thing is called debate and reasoning. I have the cure for cancer. Shankar Patrizio Mirage is missing in Jamaica for 5 years. And the reason why he's missing is because, God forgive me for saying this, but it's the god darn honest truth. When you go to Jamaica, from the north and the south and the east and the west, you can talk to the ambassador. You can talk to the head of the police department. You can talk to the newspaper. You can talk to the radio. You can talk to the neighbor. You can talk, and they will love to hear you talk until you're blue in the face and nothing happens. It dies with them and they love it in their heart. I'm not talking about every single person, but literally the story just dies in their heart. There's that people like that, where if it was Pastor Oswald Chambers and Pastor Stephen Morrison, my brother would have been found already. But in 2018, both of them, I believe, passed away. Very sudden. They weren't planned. Pastor Stephen Morrison was very sick. I don't believe in you getting a peacemaker if you're Christian. From your head to your toe, we are temples of the living God. And if you have any problem, you ask the good Lord to help you with that. So me and Ione Thomas was talking about it. She's in North Lake Rehabilitation. She's blind. She cannot walk. Please, if you want to visit her, go ahead and visit her. I'm on the new .visit list because her daughter, Patricia Rowbottom, and her granddaughter, Shelly Ann, hates me. They are grudgeful of me. Decided to take her only friend away that is consistent by putting me on a do not visit list. Mental health, my friend, my best friend, they took away from me. So if she passes away, I'm not even sure I can even go to her funeral because I'm all the way up in Canada and my funds are really like to the bare minimum. I have nothing more to spend. So I pray to God she's not going to die yet, but she's suffering. Her hair is unkempt. Her feet have so much layers of callus. Sometimes I go there and I'm like, it's so much work to do to clean it. I don't clean it all the time. I don't have all the time to clean it. It's really messy, especially if you're wearing a black jeans. It just gets all over your jeans and it just goes everywhere and it's just so much neglect. I even called DCF on it and I'm like, I forgot to say, check her feet. Check her feet. Shankar Patrizio Mirage. My father's gold and my mother's desire to follow my father's lead is to make both of us as twins labeled mentally ill and we're supposed to be on medication for the rest of our life and locked up in an insane asylum or be mandated to take medication or we go to jail. Americans make us drug addicts. Completely factual when it comes to the mental health industry. The police is into it, like Delray Beach Police. There's a black woman, bald-headed, short-ass person, and she is Jamaican, and she full well know that Jamaica is awful, and she does it. But all the tall black men, they do it in Delray Beach like constantly. They just Baker Act people. And the Baker Act, when you go into South County mental health, awful place. Awful place. Then you go into like JFK, awful place. Then you go into Delray Beach Hospital, Live Oaks, awful place. They try to make you become drug addicts. And these people are literally like pounding the glass to get their medication because it literally makes their body start shaking and they get into withdrawal things. They need it. They need their fix. And some of the people say, I just take it just to sleep because it makes you go into some deep, deep sleep. Like you just gone for like 14 hours. And then the next time you wake up, you have like an hour left to take the other dose. And you're like, your life is to sleep 14 hours and go back and sleep another 14 hours. So it's like 28 hours of sleeping and 1 hour maybe clarity. But you're literally like a drug addict. No joke. When it comes to mental health facilities and their drugs, they're making loads of money off people and they're guinea pigging them. So I'm 37. Shankar is 37. He is alive. I believe with all my heart he's alive. Mental health and mental illness is caused when there is a culture of broken language and they love to jeer and talk. Like, for instance, Howard, my nephew, he's 25. He says, it's not a funny either. I don't like dictionaries. And I'm a teacher. I'm a Christian. I'm like, you don't like dictionaries. And he claims that he's Jamaican, but he was born in the country of Canada. I'm like, you're not Jamaican. He's like, were you Jamaican? I'm like, yes. In 1987, I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, St. Jubilee Hospital. Yes. Unfortunately, I have to take the Jamaican origin because that's my origin. Not my destination, though. My origin is not my destination. But I came to America and I got naturalized and I classify myself as an American because I left Jamaica when I was 9 and I've been in America all my life. But I've been in a Jamaican home, I've been in a Jamaican church, but I also was in a Haitian church. Now, mental illness, when I was in the Haitian church, I did not know that the pastor's brother, Salem Community Church of God, Pastor Serge Jerome, his brother, raped a young woman twice, and she had to leave. My mother told me that, and I said to her, that's not a good thing. She said she couldn't do anything about it. But we are ministers. We have to report it to the police. But then when I talk to Pastor Serge, because he was going to be my sponsor to get my master's in my biblical studies, I said to him, I heard your brother raped a young woman twice. And his remark, I'm paraphrasing, is, don't ever come talk to me like that. Don't say anything about it. And he hanged up the phone. So it's not a lie. Young woman, you're out there. My name is Shakira Elysia Mirage. My phone number is 561-502-0721. My nonprofit's number is 561-305-6599. I am sorry that I could not help you when you're going through that. I heard another young girl says to me, somebody got raped there. Why are you still going to that church? And I heard her tell me that was a Haitian girl said it to me. And I didn't believe her. So it is true. Now, I'm not going to say my parents are perfect because they are bloody abusers. But when you come from an immigrant country like Haiti, Jamaica, I'm talking about these two because I don't know any other countries, these islands, they stick with their cultural norm of hiding things and putting the dirt under the carpet. I don't like that. You need to air your dirty laundry. Because to be able to grow, you have to be able to admit that you're wrong. Am I perfect? I'm not perfect. I lied. Did I lie this week? Let's see. Did I lie this week? God, did I lie this week? I'm not sure if I lied this week. But we constantly think of sinful things. As in, do I love God? Honestly, I have to ask myself that. Do I love God? I have to constantly ask myself that. My knees are killing me. Now, Shankar Mirage is missing in Jamaica, and he's missing in Jamaica for 5 years. They're like, you just have to wait on God. You just have to wait for God to answer you. You just have to do this. You just have to, not do this, do that. You just have to wait on God. It's a missing person. You literally have to post the picture. You literally have to network and actually do the awareness and keep the message alive. Anybody that have a missing person out there, I apologize. Please, if you want any help, reach out. I have a little bit of tips. If you have any tips, I can give you some tips too. But it is literally the most worst thing in life to have a missing loved one and someone say to you, I saw him, but I thought he was already found. And they walk on with their life. I'm like, that's not helpful at all. Young man, you know who you are. The road to Lokovia. My father used to say poems to me. I am not close to my father. I just don't have anyone else to talk to sometimes. So I go and I talk to him. This is an active fairway because the fitness room is right there, and then the swimming is down there, and the boys' locker room is down there too. The pool, the bassin. I love that Canada's French. Tu parles français. Miss Dardine from Laker High. Pronunciation. Thank you so much for that. And also, I did it in FAU for my foreign language thing, but Miss Dardine was my French teacher in high school, so thank you for that. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est belle. Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. Dites-moi pourquoi chez Mademoiselle. Est-ce que parce que vous m'aimez? I still don't know what that means. But yeah, she taught me that song. My heart belongs to my brother. If I die right now, my mother and my father, my brother and my sister will not take up the banner, will not take up the message and try to find him. My sister believes that he's just ghosting her. My older brother believes he doesn't give a F because he doesn't love us. He doesn't know what love is. My mother would sit there and complain for decades and do nothing. My father literally says, stop talking to Shankar. Stop telling me Shankar's name. He's literally a darkness, a void that things get lost in and can never be found. Don't go there. Don't go in there. I'm warning you. It's a warning sign. There's a hazard sign. There's a hazmat sign. Do not go when it comes to Rudolph Mirage. He's a danger to anyone's health, anyone's well-being. Don't go there. I lived with this man since I was 9 years old to 37. And I literally travel for my mental health. I traveled to California, to Idaho, to Minnesota, to Utah. These are airports. To Texas, to Georgia, to New Jersey, to Canada. I literally travel for my mental health. I don't stay home. I literally had to get away from my Jamaican culture and also my home. And most of my friends are not Jamaicans. Let me see, is there any Jamaican on my team right now? We have Dr. Ty Reyes. No, he's Puerto Rican and a rabbi. We have Fred Saunders, Costa Rican white man. We also have new Jill C, Italian. Oh, Carice Reynolds. She's Shankar's god sister, Miss Pearlie's granddaughter. You can find her, Miss Pearlie, on Instagram. She sells products. You can find her. She's a businesswoman. She is the only connection I have of Jamaica, and she was my neighbor because my grandmother Doris Mirage and James Mirage home was right next to Miss Pearlie's yard. And I guess because I was socially trying to find him, she found us and she showed me a picture of her and Shankar. And it was my brother, so it's not like a trick because I got tricked already. This one person said she was my friend in Jamaica, and I was talking to her for a while. And I said to her, do you have pictures? She says all of her pictures got burned up. And I'm like, what? Then she wanted money from me, and I didn't have it. So I wasted a lot of times with her because she was way bigger and she was darker. And my friend that gave me the money for the cat, you know who you are, she didn't look the same. She was light-skinned, petite, kind of hair that is not completely black. But this was a big-ass, tall, fat black woman. I'm like, you don't look like my friend. What are you talking about? And this person talked to me for a little while on Facebook. And then when I traveled to I went to Raleigh, North Carolina. When I was there, remember, this is a fairway. You're talking right now. I was there with the Lichton Walners. I posted, sometimes it's not good to post some stuff when you're traveling. I posted that I was hiking, and she said, where is this? And I got really suspicious and very clammy. I didn't say anything. But Shankar Mirage is missing. And this is 49 minutes and 16 seconds now. I'm going to a church. I'm saying I have a missing brother. They're listening to my story. They're not doing anything. So I came here, and this young woman came up to me, beautiful, this gorgeous Sri Lankan. But she doesn't classify as Sri Lankan. I said, we can be a prayer to someone. And if you ask me for something, I'll see if I can do it. That's how my brother Shankar is. We can be a prayer for someone. Don't say you're just going to pray for them. Be a prayer to someone. Answer their prayer. Literally say, I need bread in my fridge. Go buy them the bread. I need a shoe. What kind of shoe you want? I need to get married. Find them the husband that you know. I need to have children. How much children do you want? It's because there's a lot of people that don't want children. I can help you adopt somebody. I can help you take care of this person. You don't have to marry and give birth. You still can be a parent without getting married and give birth. You can adopt. You don't have to get married and give birth. I don't believe in gay people adopting children. That is not a safe home. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. Man and man, no. I don't believe in woman and woman either. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. That's my Christian faith. God calls it an abomination. I also don't believe woman should try to become a man, and I don't believe man should try to become a woman. And it's a fairly big trendy thing now where a lot of celebrities, like, I don't remember his name, it's Kobe Bryant, I think, or the Dwayne Wade daughter is saying she is a man. God made a mistake. God doesn't make a mistake. I struggled with that with Shankar. I wanted to be a boy because life is a lot easier for boys than for a girl. Jamaica is not a country for women. America is not a country for women either. Thank God for Jesus Christ, because we women would never got a lot of our freedoms without Jesus Christ. But I was reading an article by this person. His name is Scott something on Boundless something. He says the man should initiate and the woman should respond, and the woman should not initiate at all. I'm 37. Pastor Wisdom daughter is over 40. Pastor Stephen Morrison's daughter is like hitting 37, and we're waiting for these men to come within our age range. I don't want to be a caregiver right now. I'm already a caregiver for my father and my mother. It's a hard job to do, but I don't want someone not within the 1980s. I'm sorry. If you're like 50, that's too old. In your 40s, we can talk. But if you're from a different era, different time, they're from a different era, different time. They cannot reasonably reason with you. My grandfather, Vincent Marriott, was middle class, and he married my grandmother, Lita Melbourne Marriott, was a working class woman, and she was not literally rich. She married upper class. And I'm going to believe Frank London. Frank London is a silent key. I'm a ham radio operator, so I believe in 7-3, Frank London said to me, you need to marry a rich man because I want to become a biologist. I'm still going to become a biologist after I finish getting married and have my children, but I still am a citizen biologist still. I love biology. I see God in my biology. But looking at my brother, because I talked to Bruce Naismith, and I said to him, my brother is beautiful. And when he was in ICE, they cut off his hair and bludgeoned his eyes. They were jealous of him. They were grudgeful of him. And my older brother, Bruce, takes, and never put any skin in the game. Marsha Aiden, that he's with, while I was in the psychiatric ward, she's like, you're doing so much, Shakira. Don't call me again. I love you, but don't call me again. That's not love. They would say the word LOVE, but it's not love. Bruce Mirage, who was called Bruce Wonder, but Rudolph Mirage Jr., do not love me. Do not love Shankar. He's in the DJ world again, where he's supposed to not become a DJ. He's to go into ministerial world and become a minister, a music minister, and sing for God, but he wants to go back into the world where he got injured a lot, and a lot of people he literally have a metal plate in his thigh. He literally almost got crushed with people in like Lake Worth and Revere and all those places. They hate him because he can sing. But a talented person and a very charismatic person, are they doing their homework? Are they taking care of their sister, their brother? And it don't have to be financially, but emotionally. He's an emotionally unsafe person. Literally, you talk to him, it's an insult, then a compliment, it's an insult, then a compliment. It's like a battering ram with his mouth. I'm like, what? He got his citizenship, and while I was walking to him to the driver's license place to update his citizenship, to make sure that the driver's license update, he says, I don't even know why you invited yourself to my ceremony. I'm like, is this really your heart at 48? To me? While we were walking to get your driver's license updated? And it was. He literally hates me. And I do his taxes for him for about a couple of years now. I called the domestic violence hotline and she says, stop doing all those stuff you're doing for your father, your mother, and your brother. They're giving a little pocket change, but you could get way more from people. And she's right. But Marsha Hayden, I already knew she wasn't for me because when I talk about my twin brother, she goes to Jamaica. She has a lot of connection with Jamaica, and she doesn't want to lift a hand. I said to her, why is it that you don't want to help me find my brother? She's going to go to Jamaica. And I said to her, I said to her, I'm going to give you flyers. Just throw it in the down airport. That's how desperate I am. Just throw it in the airport. Or give it to the pilot. Or give it to the person in the airport. Her son just went down to Jamaica. And I'm like, there's so much people, hundreds, thousands of people going to Jamaica that I know that don't want to get a flyer and just give it to somebody or post it or say Shankar's name. He could have been found not even 1 year ago, but 1 month within a day if there were literally people doing it. Dulcie Francis, you know who you are because you told Jervis Rahe Isaac to not talk to his best friend and you actually listened to him. And you know, I'm a hypocrite because I listened to Rudolph Mirage too and I didn't talk to Shankar before April 27. So I'm not perfect. But your best friend got deported and you got deported too and you decided not to see him because of Dulcie Francis? The missionary of United Overcomer Church of God in Rivera Beach, Pastor Stephen Morrison's church. I'm struggling right now. My niece and my nephews, I can't walk. I go grocery shopping. I have a little bit of fruits here, a little bit of fruits there. I can't stand up. So I eat my apple, I eat my orange, I eat my banana. I try to eat my vegetables like my celery, my carrots. But they don't want to eat it like I eat it. But they're eating my food. And they're not replacing it. And they're able-bodied. 19, 21, 25. And the other little ones, them 11 and 9, they hate me. You're saying it's funny because Jamaicans love to play really cruel like tricks. They will see someone suffer and just laugh. That's a demonic force. That's an evil spirit. That's mean-spirited. I can't walk up the stairs and my niece is shouting and screaming every time I'm trying to go up the stairs. And I say to her that if I fall down the stairs, I will attack you. Cause and effect. And now I know why God says in the Bible, do not spare the rod and spoil the child. And I hate beatings because my father used to use the belt on me. When he came to America, they're like, man, you can't do that no more. because he blood spattered my leg. My older brother used the belt on me in Jamaica and blood spattered my leg. And he cried to me and said, do not tell daddy, because daddy's going to kill me. And I had to absorb that and didn't tell dad. Family violence. Rose Gavin, LPX Rose Gavin, I'm not even want to give you doctor because you said to me, where did you get your doctorate? I don't have to be a doctor to use my mind. You are an abuser of the mind. Literally, you cause people to have mental illness. You do that. I'm telling you this. I'm going to pray that God messes your marriage up. Go into your children's life and make their life a miserable hell. I'm going to pray that St. Luke becomes a manifestation of you, because you say you're a minister of St. Luke. When I said to you what about Mark chapter 9 with the father and the lunatic spirit? You said, no, that's something else. Lunatic spirit? I pray right now, a very evil prayer, that God comes and let the angel of the Lord chase you, because I say to you, I am being abused, and you say to me, your brother is a criminal and he got deported because he was a criminal, and also he might be dead, you can't find him in Jamaica. Who the hell are you to tell me not to look for my twin brother? And on top of it, yes, I've been in the hospital since 2017 being Baker acted. You want to live with Rudolph Mirage and Marlene Mirage and all their church people like Colleen Roy and Dulcie Francis and Nurit Francis and Glendon McEwen, and also Lorna Williams and Keen Williams and Patricia Robotham and Shelly Ann. And who else can I say? Evangelist Henry. Do you want to live among these Jamaicans who spiritually abuse you and physically abuse you, like pull my hair and hit me? Quintera, you know who you are. Kiana, you know who you are. Terry Ann, you know who you are. And I can't remember the first girl's name, which is very weird because she's the one that pulled my hair. Terry Ann, you keep asking me, Shakira, when are you going to cut your hair? When are you going to cut your hair? And I kept saying to you, when I do, I'm going to come personally to you and tell you I'm going to cut my hair. And I was surprised when Sister Lorna says, you need to stop that. So she does know right and wrong. I'm so sorry, Pastor Garfield. You got an unequally yoked person. I don't even know she got water baptized, because when she got Kiana, she was with a married man. And my mother gave her position in our church, and she's an uncircumcised Philistine, because I fed them, I clothed them, I taught them, and they still hated me. And only one that kind of liked me was Kiana. Says like Shakira, my mother. And then Quintera is sometimes-ish because she lies. Sydney, and Aurora. I hope your mother decide to marry Aurora. I hope your mother decide to marry your father, because when I said to her, "Why are you waiting?" she's like, she got pissed off. You know who you are. And literally, I'm talking about Pastor's Church, Salem Community Church of God, that there was a rapist. The brother raped the young woman 2 times, and she had to leave. But I'm talking about my church, where they're fully well abusers central. They're like abusers group home. They come there to sit there, and they're like, Keenan Williams say, I'm a sinner. And Pastor Leslie married him. He divorced again. He went and had sex with Don Townsend, and Don Townsend, he doesn't love you. He says, I don't want to marry her. I don't love her. But you're still with a man that don't love you. What the F? Why are we settling for these evil ass people because you want a pet? That's a pet. You know, my therapist, Dr. Siegel, says it's called kick the dog syndrome. You have a bad day at work, your boss is yelling, and you come home, you kick the dog. I am the dog. But When it comes to marriage, it is a covenant with God. Do you realize at the end of this day, and it was in the message today, Andre Sutton, but the pastor of Morning Star Christian Fellowship, I'm disappointed in them very much. But action speak louder than words. And you know, when I was thinking about Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley, I don't even know the guy's name, but I really love him as an actor. Actions speak louder than words. He literally showed her that he loved her. He didn't just say it, he showed it. Yes, he's in a position, he had the money and the thing, but she literally admit that she was wrong. And he was wrong too. I love that show. I feel like I don't want to be like the aunt with the piano lady, with the daughter just sitting there, the glasses, and he was supposed to marry her. Like, you evil, selfish girl. But I'm wondering, is that girl still there with her mother? And the reason why she can't like do anything and she's sickly is because her mother is literally sucking the life force out of her. And she's beautiful, but she's not sickly because she's not getting enough food. She's sickly because her mother is evil. Am I gonna be like that? Because I was just reading an article where Scott something says men should initiate and women should respond, and women can't initiate marriage. You know, I shouldn't say this, but there was a woman in the Bible where I don't even really know the name, but didn't she slept with a son and the son didn't want to give her the baby? He spilled the seed on the ground and God killed him. Then a second one supposed to bring seed for his brother and he didn't do it, so he spilled the seed on the ground and he killed the guy dead. And then the father said, I'm gonna give you my other son, just wait. And when the son come to age, he didn't give it, so she dresses like a harlot and she slept with him and got pregnant. And then he said, you need to stone her and kill her. And she said, here you go. And he's like, she's more righteous than me. Dude, that girl got evidence. But other than that, she got her baby. Because in those days, women were not allowed to sleep around. But men could sleep around like dogs. But women didn't have that luxury. And even in Job says there are some babies that had to come in the world and then leave just suddenly. Untimely deaths because they hide them. They literally stopped their breath and they died. And I'm not smiling about this, but I'm saying to you that this is a dangerous thing we're happening. A child is not a toy. A mind is not a toy. A heart is not a toy. We don't just pop up babies because you say, I'm over 30, Brandon. You don't do that. You're under your father's roof. You don't have a job. The girl's under her mother's roof. She doesn't have anything. Now they're having picnics and bridal shower, but you're not married. You guys are not ready for a child. It's a living soul. You're going to be accountable to God. You might not want to answer me. You might not even like me anymore, and that's fine because I'm disappointed in you. You're my favorite. Out of all my sister's kids, you're my favorite. And you disappoint me. You should have married her first and have a baby with her after you marry her and after you have education and a job, a stable environment, a secure environment. Now, I need to go do 700 meters because I committed to the American Cancer Society 5 miles July swim, and it's on my Facebook. My name is Shakira Mirage. It is ShakeeraMaragh. You can find me on my Facebook. If you'd like to donate, go ahead. But I'm still gonna finish it, whether or not I raise anything. And I want to give money towards it, but I just bought a book for my aunt up in Connecticut, and I bought a book for Theo up in Great British Columbia, and I bought a book from my sister Janice Murad, the Scotty Kilmer book. And my funds are really low, so I probably will not be doing that, because that would not be a wise decision for me to put money in something that I can't really afford, because right now money is really tight for me. Shankar Mirage. My father sells poems to me. He memorized poems. I wish he could memorize God's word where he says, Father, provoke not thy child. But that's in Ephesians chapter 6, I believe. But he says, when he said this poem to me, I went sick. And that's not true. He literally had a force of darkness in him, and he doesn't know how to deliver himself, and he brings crosses upon me, the Jamaican saying, where their demonic forces come and hit you. It's like the Holy Spirit is like Power Rangers. There's good Power Rangers or bad Power Rangers. So when you have a bad power in you and you come among a person of bad power, you get bad powers in you. But if you have good powers come into you. Power Rangers. I'm dating myself. I love Power Rangers. Now, we're Power Rangers. Judge, Baker Act Judge, my hat is off to you. Thank you for not giving me the injection, because Rose Gavin actually asked me if I wanted the injection. And I said no, because Abilify messes with your heart rhythm, and I have low blood pressure. But lithium messes your kidney. But also, it gave me diarrhea. 900 milligrams he gave me. Then on top of it, he was giving me 15 milligrams Abilify and also 20 milligrams Abilify, because he says, I'm not being abused, I'm just mentally ill. And the medication causes you to feel suicidal and also hallucinate. And I'm like, how is this beneficial when it's all spiritual warfare? Literally, the whole psychiatric field has no premise at all, because it's all about what Jesus said, and they want to put a label on it. It's all what the devil is doing. Bipolar, schizophrenia, there's all demonic forces. Like, did you hear a voice today? Are you seeing things you don't see? We have to see the spiritual realm. Pastor Stephen Morris says, I'm a seer, I do see the spiritual realm. Ghosts are real. That's why it was called Holy Ghost. But now it's called Holy Spirit. But Spirit is still like a ghost kind of form. Road to Lacovia by A.L. Hendricks. This is a long, forbidding road. A narrow, hard aisle of asphalt under a high Gothic arch of bamboos. Along it, a woman drags a makeshift barrow in slanting rain and thunder. A thin woman who wears no shoes. This is St. Elizabeth, a hard parish to work. But when you are born on land, you want to work that land. Nightfall comes here swift and harsh and deep, but garish flames of lightning show up torn, cheap clothing barely patched, and a face patterned by living. Every sharp line of this etching has the mark of struggle. To the eye, unyielding, bleak earth has brought her close to famine. Yet through this wild descent of dark, this woman dares to walk and sing. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Redemption songs 401. Loyalty to Christ. Upon the gospel reign. 401. Loyalty to Christ. That's my new one. I'm gonna make that be my favorite song. That's gonna be my anthem. I wanted to sing at my funeral. Loyalty to Christ. I need to be loyal to Christ. I don't want a boyfriend. I want a husband. Do not come to me about boyfriends, because I don't want to be a boyfriend. I don't want to be a girlfriend. I don't believe in that. I just feel uncomfortable. I do not want that. I want a husband. I want an educated person so I can talk to, because I want to be able to play chess, ask about political stuff. Like, is Putin really sane? Is Donald Trump really a jackass? Is Australia really quiet in this political geosphere? Can Jamaica really make it as an island? Did Japanese coming to Jamaica an ideal thing to put in money? We're 100-year kind of infrastructure? Really and truthfully, bad deals. You need to go into recycling. South America. What can I say about South America? The Amazon, take care of it. North America. What can I say about North America? Literally, do not elect people from only money. Canada, please, please, please have more people that actually act instead of just listening to it and just say, I don't know. I don't know is not helpful. At least you say you don't know. Thank you for saying you don't know. But when you're in ministry, you're like, there's something called Google, but there's something called networking. Say, I don't know. Give me a minute. I'll go look at it. Europe. What can I say about Europe? Milk. People are actually stealing things from milk. You can give the baby coconut milk. The canned coconut milk. They will survive. It's okay. It's fattening. You give them the real coconut milk. You make it yourself. You don't have to have the milk, the formula milk. You don't have to do that alone. Coconut is natural. Cow's milk is very fattening. Be careful. But it's still an alternative to the formula. South Africa. Ivory Coast. Andrew Matthews. It's a big continent. Ask for God to come there and dwell, because Andrew Matthews was in a continent. Asia. Literally, Indians are taking over. I thought Haitians are, but Indians are taking over. We are very dominant in this whole country. Native Americans, stop raping each other. Stop raping the women. Stop using drugs. Stop abusing your own thing and thinking casino is going to help you. There's somebody called Jesus Christ. Also, the Bible is king. You can still keep your cultural beliefs, but bringing God in it. Australia. Steve Irwin died, but I do believe you're on a platform where you can be able to not only be governing the animal kingdom, but you can govern family as well. The marriage is very beautiful. And Antarctica, because there are science people there. Put a Bible there. The King James Version would be great. And we have the North Pole, which is back as Canada again. I think I got all the continents in my head. North, South, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica. Japan. You need to understand the birth rate and also that people are going to come there. Why don't you ask children? Your culture needs to have children. Your island needs children. If you want somewhere to go and you don't like America, Japan needs people to make their population grow. You could be Haitian, you could be Jamaican, you could be South American. Go ahead, go to Japan. There's homes there. And if you're from the island and where there's bugs and stuff like that, like Atticus spider or For me, palmettos and Jamaican roaches, oh my God. I'm a biologist. I just don't like roaches. I will touch a snake. I'll even touch a lion, but I do not like roaches. Palmettos. I'm not talking about teenagers. But I'm gonna end like this. Love. We don't know what the word love is. But in 2019, when my mother and my father said to me, "You cannot talk to Alex Sanderson because you're a pastor's daughter," and my mother says, "I'm not even into black men," I'm like, "You married a Indian man, and how's that my preference, but it's your preference?" And my father's like, "He's Jamaican." I'm like, "Yeah, but it was my choice too." I literally got fear in my heart. And when that happened, I said to God, I'm tired of being raped by demons. I'm tired of fighting the devil. And I don't want longevity. I've made a decision. I'm going to take my life. And as I said it, my father came out the front door and said, "Shankar is on the phone." And he was in ICE. And he says, "That is not an option. You're my other half. Why don't you start a nonprofit?" I said, "I have the name." Like, "You already have the name?" I said, "Yeah. Empowering Accountability Foundation Corp." The corp part was supposed to be there. It was Empowering Accountability Foundation, but it's Empowering Foundation Corp. It's IRS. It's in Sunbiz. I'm 990 PF. I need funding to continue it. But I went into Unit 3 around June 10th to June 25th, 2025. And people are cutting themselves. People are trying to commit suicide. And once it enters in, it's a battle for the rest of your life. The devil was telling me how to kill myself. He says I should kill myself in a car accident. Because my father brought it in my head. You want me to crash the car and just kill us? My father bring a lot of negativity in my life. He's a very negative person. My mother too. She's like, "When you die, just cry 3 days and get on with my life." If my breath stops right now and I don't say anything at all, and this video is not even posted, I pray that you have a closer relationship with the Almighty God, that you welcome Jesus Christ in your heart, and when you believe that He is the Son of God, the Holy Spirit comes and comfort you. He's called the Comforter, and He has given me every single thing I have. And He says to me, the reason why I'm here is because He loves me, and that I am love. God bless you. Until then, my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joy I'll carry on. Until the day my eyes behold the city. Until the day God calls me home. Until then,